Louise of Tuscany was a daughter of Ferdinand IV of Tuscany and his second wife, Alice of Bourbon-Parma, daughter of Duke Charles III and Louise d'Artois. Archduchess Louise was thus a great-great-granddaughter of Charles X of France, Crown Princess of Saxony. In Vienna on 21 November 1891, she married Prince Frederick Augustus of Saxony, who later became Crown Prince on the death of his childless uncle, King Albert I, and the accession of his father, King George, in June 1902. They had 7 children. Friedrich August Georg, Crown Prince of Saxony, a priest, he renounced his rights in 1923. Friedrich Christian Margrave of Meissen, Duke of Saxony, married Princess Elisabeth Helene of Thurn and Taxis and had issue. Ernst Heinrich married first Princess Sophie of Luxembourg, daughter of Guillaume IV, Grand Duke of Luxembourg, in 1921 and second Virginia Dulon in 1947. Had issue with Sophie Maria Alex Carola, stillborn the 22nd of August 1898. Marguerite Carola Wilhelmine married Friedrich, Prince of Hohenzollern. Maria Alex Luitpold married Franz Joseph, Prince of Hohenzollern-Emden. Anna Pia Monica married firstly Joseph Franz, Archduke of Austria, and secondly Reginald Casanjan. The 2 eldest sons, Friedrich August and Friedrich Christian, were born in the same year, 1893, but were not twins. Friedrich August was born in January, while Friedrich Christian was born in December. Louise was very popular in Saxony. However, she did not follow etiquette at the court, which resulted in arguments with her father-in-law, King George of Saxony. On 9 December 1902, Louise fled from Dresden due to her father-in-law threatening to have her interned in Sonnenstein Mental Asylum for life. Her brother supported her in her wish to escape Saxony. She left Saxony without her children, but pregnant with Anna. For a while, she lived with her children's French tutor André Giron, who was wrongly believed to be the father of her youngest daughter, Anna. She was divorced from her husband on the 11th of February 1903 by the royal decree of her father-in-law. Emperor Franz Joseph did not acknowledge the civil divorce. Second marriage. On 25 September 1907, Louise married the Italian musician Enrico Tuscany in London. They had 1 son, Carlo Emanuele Tuscany, and were divorced 5 years later. It was only after her second marriage that Emperor Franz Joseph, as head of the House of Habsburg, stripped her of her imperial titles and dignities. Her father created her Countess of Montagnazzo as sovereign of the former Grand Duchy of Tuscany. After protracted negotiations, Anna was sent to Dresden to live with her siblings and be raised as a member of the Saxon royal house. Louise had tried to return to Dresden, but was prevented from seeing her children by her husband's ministers. She was allowed to see them on a private visit to a Saxon embassy. None of her children ever spoke out against the mother in the memoirs. Later life. In 1911, Louise broke her silence and published a memoir blaming her disgrace on her late father-in-law and Saxon politicians, whom she claimed feared that when she became queen, she would use her influence to dismiss them from office. Throughout the book, she claimed that her popularity exceeded that of her father-in-law, King Georg of Saxony, and her husband, the future king. There is strong evidence to support this. Louise implied that her popularity had alienated her from the royal family and politicians. Louise was indeed popular with the Saxon people. She ascribed her popularity to her insistence on ignoring the etiquette of the Saxon court and perhaps to cast herself as a victim. Compared herself to her Habsburg relative Marie Antoinette, who disliked court rituals at Versailles and, like Louise, had avoided the noble courtiers who depended depended on those rituals to affirm the places at court. Her sister-in-law, Matilda, did a great deal to harm her. After the Habsburg monarchy collapsed in 1918, Louise called herself Comtesse d'Ussat, a title with even less legitimacy than the one her father had given her. Her former husband, the ex-king of Saxony, never remarried, as he believed in the eyes of the Roman Catholic Church that he was still married to Louise. She died in Brussels and her urn is in the Erdling Church in Sigmaringen. A number of her children are buried nearby, including her son Prince Ernst Heinrich. Ancestry. Bibliography. Louise of Tuscany, a former Crown Princess of Saxony. My Own Story, London 1911. Erika Beston Reiner, Louise von Toscana, Piper 2006.